My name's Fiona Jehu. I have been unwell most of my life. Got the ME label, although I did lots of research myself and wondered if my amalgam fillings could be the problem, because I had all the symptoms of mercury toxicity. This was a long time ago, about 20 years ago. In 1991, I went to a holistic dentist and had 11 amalgam fillings removed. And immediately after the removal, all my symptoms were exacerbated massively, and I really thought I was dying on the bus home from London. I didn't live in London then. I had the most excruciating headache. Really, I thought my head was going to burst, and I never had headaches particularly before. That wasn't one of my symptoms. And I couldn't open my eyes. My eyes were so sore and gritty, and I just felt completely aching all over, but I couldn't sleep either. I just stared in front of me like a zombie. I was just in an awful state, and so I knew then, yes, mercury is definitely involved in what's causing my ill health, because, I mean, I tried everything else. I was on an ultra-healthy diet by then, taken all manner of supplements, tried detoxing this and that. So I knew mercury was the thing, but after I had the amalgams removed, I was hoping to soon start feeling better, and I didn't really. Various kinesiology testing and various testing methods showed I still had mercury in my body, so then I tried all sorts of detoxing measures. I haven't said exactly what my symptoms were. I'll just run through them. I have terrible brain fog today and can't remember things, because that's part of my symptoms. So I've written things, I write everything down so I can remember. Brain fog, number one. I can't retain thoughts. Brain feels strained, and I have to limit the thinking and talking that I do in the day, otherwise I just get so overloaded and my nervous system goes into a kind of fight-flight where I just can't you know, I'm trying to do more than I can do. I have an agitated feeling of the nervous system, as though it feels as though the nerves are not insulated, like they feel raw and painful. And the more I talk or the more I think or do mind work, the worse it is. Anything using the nervous system makes it worse. And they feel kind of, ouch, kind of zingy is a word I'd describe it. I'm feeling it now, all up and down my legs, arms, everywhere. And my throat goes as well. It's like, I don't know whether there's mercury around this area, my thyroid or around here, or it's just the strain of thinking and speaking at the same time. So yeah, the nervous system is kind of agitated, and it's a horrible feeling, a really, really horrible feeling of the nerves being sort of, it's like there's an emergency signals being sent out that I'm overdoing it. If I lie in bed all day and do nothing, that remedies the situation, but you know, life's not like that, and that's alleviating the symptoms. I have been through periods when I've just laid in bed all day, and that alleviates the symptoms, but you know, I'm not going anywhere doing that, and that's not what I want. Blurred vision as well, I have, worse in the morning, nervous exhaustion generally, electrical sensitivity. I was just saying I can't use a mobile phone at all because it just drains my energy. It's just, and actually sometimes I make electrical things go wrong when I'm around them, and people have said if I touch them with my feet, they can actually feel electricity going through them, and they jump, and it doesn't feel very pleasant. And they're right, because it doesn't feel very pleasant for me either. So electrically sensitive, you know, I stay away from electrical things as much as possible, although it's not really possible in modern day life. I try not to use one of those phones, hands-free phones. I use a landline, and even then I have to limit my time on the phone. Numbness in legs and feet and arms, pins and needles is a symptom I've had for a long time. Low body temperature, I'm always freezing cold. Even when it's warm, it's like my spine is so cold. If I get cold, it's impossible to warm up. You know, hot water bottles I have all through the year in summer. Loss of feeling in my extremities. General physical fatigue, feeling like you've got the flu most of the time. I did have joint pains. I used to have joint pains and terrible digestive disturbances. I have a very strict diet, a very boring strict diet, which helps a bit with sort of joint pain and stuff. I can't stand up. I've written here orthostatic intolerance, it's the technical name. I can't stand up for too long, otherwise I feel just... I can walk more if I'm moving. If I stand up, it's I feel really ill and have to sit down in a queue, so I sit down. Hypersensitivity to light and sound I have. That's not so bad as it used to be, but sound, yeah, you know, people are shouting aggressively, it kind of goes right through me, or any loud noise really. Food intolerances, digestive disturbances, I've said, bloating, candida, parasites. I did see a large roundworm in my stool actually, it's about 5 years ago, and took it to the GP and he said, oh yes, that's Ascaris lumbricoides, a common roundworm, and oh dear, you need to take this Vermox treatment to get rid of those. And I started to take it and I was so ill. And then I read that if you've got mercury in your body, which I knew I had, and sometimes the body kind of deliberately, I don't know whether this is right, it's a theory I've heard, deliberately allows the proliferation of things like candida and parasites in order that the mercury can be more safely stored in a parasite or in a candida cell, because it's probably better off there, housed in that environment, than doing damage to your nerve cells or, you know, in your kidneys or in your brain. So I know I've still got parasites, but I'm at the end of the road now, and I've gone to see Dr. ei-essawy, and because I felt, gosh, I want to be 100% sure, just reading his website really, that people can, I didn't realise people can still have mercury vapour readings with still mercury in little pools under the teeth, in the oral cavity, still in the mouth. And I thought, well, if it's still there, I need to get that out first before I do all these detox things that I've been trying to do, which do seem to move mercury about a bit, but I can sort of feel it in my bloodstream, but I don't know that it's getting out of my body because my kidneys are not very good, my colon's not so good. I've been constipated for years. I have irritable bowel now.
So what were the readings today when you took the readings? Do you remember?
I don't remember. 22 of the readings were 20. What were they?
What was the one in the expired year?
Pardon?
The expired year.
I don't remember. I've got, my brain is like...
was it 120 something?
Was it? So that means I've still got a lot of
mercury.
After years, I've spent years really, you know, if I haven't managed to detox myself...
No, detoxing is not going to help.
No one would manage it.
The one thing that you need is the mercury out of your teeth. The amalgam might be out, but not the mercury. We need to get the mercury out of your teeth. Well, thank you very much for giving this interview, and do you mind giving a post-op interview in due course?
That would be wonderful, yes.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.